So aside from applying for funding opportunities myself, I have also had the opportunity to review multiple applications. So what I'm about to share with you right now is coming actually from a reviewer's perspective and point of view. When applications come in, right, they are being assessed carefully, but remember, very efficiently, right? Because we reviewers were working with a very large volume, and we are already being trained to quickly identify clarity, structure, and alignment, these three things. And that means certain sessions immediately stand out for us. Yeah. And there is one particular question that often determines how the rest of the application is being approached. And interestingly, honestly, this question is usually one of the first things you're being asked in almost every application. Can you guess? Do you know what it is? Well, I know you do, or maybe you guessed right. It is, what problem are you solving? And this is where many founders unintentionally lose momentum. You want to know why? You need to know that when assessments are happening at scale, clarity and structure immediately distinguishes one application from the other one. And when reviewers read your problem, they are actually asking themselves at the top of their head, is this problem real? Is this significant? Is it measurable? Is it urgent enough for us to care at this moment? And this is where things usually shift for some founders. Instead of defining the problem clearly, many founders will start describing their product. And honestly, the product is not the problem. The problem is simply the gap that existed before your solution. You need to define to them who is being affected, what exactly is happening, how often is it happening, and what consequences are there. Why are existing alternatives at this moment insufficient? You know, sometimes I'll see something like this in an application. I'm going to put it on my screen. Many small businesses face serious challenges when it comes to accessing funding. This has affected their ability to grow, expand operations, and contribute carefully or meaningfully to the economy. A lot of entrepreneurs struggle with financial limitation and lack of adequate support, which makes it difficult for them to scale their businesses. There is a general need for better financial assessment or financial access and improved system to help small businesses thrive. At first glance, that sounds convincing. But once you slow down a bit and maybe reread it and start thinking, you start asking questions. Which small businesses is this person talking about? Where? How many of them? What kind of funding are they talking about? What data supports this? What specific consequences? And how big is the issue? And most especially, why now? You will feel the weight of this issue, but you can't really see it from the way this person responded. Now imagine the same issue described like this. Over 40% of MSMEs in Nigeria report limited access to formal credit, according to World Bank's data. Many operate without structured financial documentation, restricting their ability to secure institutional funding. As a result, businesses remain undercapitalized and unable to scale operations. Existing lending systems often require collateral or impose high interest rates, excluding many early-stage founders. With over 39 million MSMEs contributing significantly to employment, the financial gap presents or represents a national economic constraint that requires urgent intervention. Now, do you clearly see the difference? The problem is actually the same, but the second version defines who. It shows measurable evidence. It explains the consequences. It highlights the limitation. It demonstrates scale, and also it creates urgency. You see that changes how reviewers receive it. I'm telling you. Now, the reviewer has context and understands the size of the gap. The reviewer now also becomes more curious. right? Most times when I see things like that, I now begin to start asking myself, how is this person solving this problem? Because it's big. What tractions do they have, or what have they recorded already? What level of impact have they had? And is the problem now large enough for us to support it at this time? Then sometimes I also ask myself, is this big enough for us to even affiliate with as an organization that is funding them? Now, let me add something very important. If the form allows you, right, and it specifically has hyperlinks in it, please add references. You can briefly cite credible sources in brackets if it does not have hyperlinks. For example, if a national or global organization has already identified this as a major issue, mention it in that response. And if there's also a national data in your country that shows that the problem is this big, please reference it. I know you might be thinking, I'm writing an academic paper. No, you're not writing an academic paper. But at that point, you are strengthening your credibility. Because when a reviewer sees that the problem you are describing is supported by recognized data, it signals seriousness to them. They want to keep knowing more. So it shows that the issue has already been identified and validated. So it also helps you as well. And if the application form, you understand, like I mentioned before, provides hyperlink, please use them wisely. Use them wisely. That small detail alone can make your answer stronger because it shows depth and awareness of that problem. Also understand this particular thing I also want to say. The strength of your problem statement often determines the seriousness with which your entire application is being approached. I mentioned it earlier and I'm saying it again. Always have it at the back of your mind that clarity builds interest for the reviewer and evidence builds credibility for you as an individual, and structure would keep any and every reviewer engaged on that your application. So if you want me to give you a simple framework I use to help my mentees and other founders to structure their problem statements in their applications and that can help them also stand out, I want you to comment problem framework and I will share it with you personally. Don't forget to sign up on UpTracker to get matched with more funding opportunities that are tailored to your business. While we wait for the next one, I want you to keep being structured, keep being clear, and keep having a positive mind towards your applications. And also remember, you can reach out to me at any time to ask any question, and I will be right there to mentor, coach, and guide you through. See you on the next one.